Justice League number 20, written by Jeff Johns, art by Gene Ha, Andre Guinaldo, and Joe Prado, and it also lists Xander Cannon on the layout. So, last issue, our three newbies of the Atom, Element Woman, and Firestorm were all set to meet up with Justice League up in the Watchtower, and then Despero attacks. And this picks up with Element Woman, who's swinging by Big Belly Burger to pick up milkshakes for everybody because she's just that type of person. She's kooky and zany like that. And the narration is from the Atom saying like, oh yeah, her name used to be Emily Sung. She got into an accident and now she's just kind of like this, but she may have been like this before as well. But either way, she teleports up to the Watchtower as Firestorm and Atom are under attack from Despero, and they're like, yep, we're all kind of screwed. We're not sure if we can deal with this. And Atom specifically says, you know, everyone here has their secrets. Like, Firestorm is actually two people instead of one, and Atom has her own secrets as well. But Despero's a mind reader, so that, of course, raises some issues. So Despero's looking for Superman. They all run off. They hide. Firestorm makes a titanium door to stop him temporarily, and they're like, okay, I vote we bail. Let's get out of here. And Atom puts forward like, no, we have to stand our ground. We're Justice Leaguers now. This is what we do. And Firestorm's like, look, the last time Despero came by, Martian Manhunter was on the team, and they still barely managed to win. We are screwed. But, you know, eventually he's like, all right, fine, whatever, let's go. Justice League. So Despero busts in. He throws the door at Firestorm, who turns it into snow. And Element Woman's like, yay, I love Christmas. So Despero looks into Firestorm's mind, sees that he's two people, and uses his psychic abilities to just rip them apart and send them unconsciously. And at that point, Atom's like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe we can't do that. That's a bit of an issue. So then we briefly cut back down to Earth, where Batman was confronting Superman and Wonder Woman about them dating. And he tells them, like, yeah, you know, there was a kryptonite ring and all that. It was stolen. It's a whole big thing. And Wonder Woman's like, what do you mean? Yeah, that dude, what are you doing? But then Cyborg stepped up and says, hey, guys, the defenses are down on the Watchtower. Something's going on, and I can't teleport us up there because it's currently crashing down into Earth. So we go back up into the Watchtower, and Despero's trying to look into the Atom's mind, and maybe it's because she's so small that it's harder for him to get a lock on, but he does sense that she has some secret. And then at that point, Martian Manhunter just busts in, and he's like, Despero, you should have stayed in prison. It was safer there. For you. And him and Despero just start brawling with each other. Despero being like, you betrayed me. You betrayed your own brother. And Martian Manhunter's like, I'm not your brother. He's like, yeah, well, I mean, we're both aliens. That's more what I meant of, you know, that's how we're brethren. We're aliens to this world. And Cyborg's basically like, hey, Superman, the Watchtower's about to crash down on the East Coast. You think maybe you could, I don't know, catch that? And he says, yeah, of course. So he flies off. We then see the psychic battle going on between Manhunter and Despero. Despero makes Manhunter think he's back on Mars, and he's like, you've wasted your power trying to save the weak. It's a thankless existence. And he rips out Martian Manhunter's skull and crushes it in his hand. It's like, I have done it. I have won. Goodbye, Jean. And Jean's like, Despero, you idiot. I was playing by the Justice League's rules the last time we fought, but now I don't have to hold back. I'm a mind whammy the crap out of you. And so he does, and he breaks Despero's mind and knocks him out. Superman catches the Watchtower, and he's not able to put it back into space, so he lays it down on the ground outside of Happy Harbor. And Manhunter's like, he turns over to Atom, and he's like, hey, yeah, he's gonna be back up in like a few weeks' time after his mind fully reboots. Don't tell anybody I was here. And the Manhunter just disappears. So everyone gets back on their feet. Superman's like, Despero, what the heck? Hey, he's wearing my kryptonite ring. What the heck's going on here? And Atom's like, I guess I beat him. That's what happened. And so the whole team gathers around the Watchtower now down on Earth. They're like, all right, he got the kryptonite ring from me, says Batman. Like, I'm the one to blame for this. And it's like, no, no, no. The guy who broke into your cave was like human sized. Someone broke in and gave it to Despero. Also, Adam, are you seeing what I'm seeing? And they look down at the ring on a microscopic level, and there's a tiny little sliver of kryptonite, like just a few atoms thick, that has been carved out of the ring. So there's a sliver unaccounted for. So then Batman takes Superman into his super secret How to Beat the Justice League cave. And he's like, look, Clark, the reason I have a problem with you dating Wonder Woman is I want you to look inside of Wonder Woman's little weakness box here. And he opens it up and there's nothing inside. And he's like, she doesn't have kryptonite. There's nothing I can do to beat her except for you. And that's why I need you to be able to be impartial here. That if she goes bad, you're willing to take her out. And same thing with me. I hope that you're willing to take me out if I'm ever bad. And Superman's like, how do you live with being this paranoid, man? Like, we could never take out our friends. And Batman's like, right. Which is why I also made this. And he pulls out a bat box. And inside, we don't get to see what there is. But Superman is clearly like, dude, are you serious right now? And he's like, yeah. And you're going to use it if you really are my friend. If I ever cross that line. So we go back to the Atom who's talking to somebody. She's saying, I can't do it anymore. Please, you got to let me quit. And the voice is saying, like, all right, why don't you come in and talk face to face? So she goes through the internet, which I still don't think is possible, but regardless, it's a power, I guess, and comes back out on the other side with Amanda Waller and Steve Trevor. And it turns out that she's a mole placed there as part of the JLA to counter the Justice League if need be. And she says, like, look, yeah, someone hacked into their stuff. Someone took some kryptonite from their cave. Like, I can't, they're good people and I feel bad lying to them. He's like, no, 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 you're a good person because you're helping us, counteract them. We are a deterrent. And you need to tell us everything you know about Firestorm because he's the one that we're unsure of right now. And so apparently that was Adam's secret, is that she's secretly a mole. I liked it. I think it's a nice little two-parter. You know, you got Despero in there playing a bigger role. I love the little psychic battle going on between Manhunter and Despero. It looked really cool, being all set on Mars. Beyond that, the only issue I have is sometimes the art, like the first couple pages at least, very much not my preferred style. But it worked because it was Element Woman's pages, so it was kind of, it came off as weird, but I get it. I get why it was weird. Other than that, the rest of the book is fine. It's just a nice little 2-issue thing of like, oh, here's what the newbies have to deal with one day. So overall, I'm going to give this one I'll give it a 7.5. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Can't say much more than that.